We're gonna be making a crispy Caesar salad sandwich. Let's get to cooking. All right, if there's any fatty pieces that you may want to remove from the chicken breast, you know, go ahead, get a sharp knife and just remove that excess fat. If your chicken breast is somewhat thin, it's like in between, right? And you don't want to go ahead and fillet it or cut it in half. Get yourself a meat pulverizer or get yourself the little, you know, the thing that looks like a hammer in the kitchen. Get it and just flatten the meat out basically. Get some saran wrap or even some parchment paper, place it on top and get to pounding until you reach your desired width, right, of chicken breast. So using a sharp knife, place your hands on top, be careful. You're gonna guide the knife through the chicken. All right, just like this. And we've gotten 2 pieces of chicken breast. All right, we went from 1 to 2. I'm gonna go ahead because I want to slice it really thinly. And this is perfect. All right, this is gonna be a small guy, but that's absolutely okay. We're gonna take our ramekin right here. We're gonna add some garlic powder. You can season it up individually, but I figure it's much quicker if I do it this way. Also gonna add some onion powder, and yes, we're gonna add some smoked paprika. We're also gonna add some of my all-purpose cooking with Tammy seasoning, of course, to bring out the element of flavor, the biggest element of flavor, to be quite frank. All right, and we're also gonna add some chicken bouillon to the mix. We're gonna mix it on up. Get everything perfectly combined. Once we're done, we're gonna set it aside. And we're gonna add some oil to our chicken. Gonna go ahead and add oil to both sides. So once we flip it on over, it make it a lot easier to add the seasoning without having to get back in there and oil it all over and all that other crazy stuff. All right, add a good amount of seasoning to each chicken breast. All right, this is a really good flavored seasoning, and we want our chicken breast to pick up on all of the flavors. Move this over just a bit. Gonna pat the seasonings into the chicken. All right, flip one over. And we're gonna repeat the same process. All right, in a couple of minutes, we're gonna bring in our breading station. The first bowl obviously has our flour ingredients, right? So to this bowl, we're gonna add some all-purpose cooking with Tammy seasoning. Pretty much we're gonna add the same thing that we added to the chicken, all right? We're also gonna add some garlic powder. Let's finish it up. Onion powder. Smoked paprika. Use this little whisk right here to mix all of the seasonings together along with the flour. To this bowl right here, we're going to add our eggs. 2 eggs should be perfectly fine. To this bowl, we're going to add some heavy cream. Add whatever milk you prefer. If you want to even go ahead and add water, you definitely can. All right, as you saw, it's about a tablespoon of milk just to loosen things up, all right? Now to this bowl, we are gonna add our regular Italian style breadcrumbs, and we're also gonna add some Italian style panko breadcrumbs. The panko is important because it's gonna give you that nice element of crunchiness. All right, to this mix, we're gonna go ahead and freshly grate some Parmesan cheese. Let's brighten things up. The Parmesan cheese is definitely gonna brighten up the flavors. All right, add a little bit more because we have a decent amount of breadcrumbs going on. All right, and this is perfect. Okay. And this is perfect. All right, let's put this to the side. I'm gonna use my fingers to combine both the breadcrumbs and the Parmesan cheese. All right, that's it. And to our eggs and milk mixture, we're just gonna go ahead and beat the eggs up and combine it perfectly with the milk. All right, let's add some water to loosen it up. Perfect. All right, I like to think that our breading station is ready to go. We're gonna take our first piece of chicken. We're gonna add it to the flour. All right, press it down into the flour. Make sure it's perfectly coated. All right, and this looks amazing so far. Lightly dredged. And we're gonna place it into our egg mixture. And then we're gonna follow up with our Parmesan breadcrumb mixture. This is perfect. Oh, this is gorgeous. I see a big clump of Parmesan cheese right here. The Parmesan is just sticking out. Alrighty. Once we're done, we're going to place it over here onto a clean cutting board and just let it hang out for a second while we work on the other pieces of chicken. All right, once the oil comes up to temperature, we're going to add our chicken pieces. All 4 chicken fillets were not able to fit into the pan, but that's absolutely okay, because what we are going to do is we're going to brown them up, and then once we're done, we're going to flip it over and cook the chicken all the way through. Make sure the internal temp of the chicken breast, okay, is 165 degrees Fahrenheit in the thickest part. All right, we're going to flip it over. That's beautiful and golden brown. Oh, yes. The next part of this recipe is we're going to make our Caesar salad dressing. So in order to do that, we need a good amount of mayo. For this particular recipe, I'm going to add about 3/4 cup to 1 cup of mayo. All right, that should be good. We're also going to add some Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard would be perfect versus yellow mustard because it's, it has more of a rustic taste. We're going to add some garlic, Worcestershire sauce. We're going to add some fresh cracked black pepper. Along with a fresh squeeze of lemon juice. Trying to catch the seeds, of course. All right, that's perfect. And we're going to mix it all up. Let's grate some fresh Parmesan cheese. Gonna fold in the Parmesan with the sauce. And now here's the thing, if you're making a traditional Caesar salad sauce, anchovy paste goes in. Believe it or not, anchovy paste goes in. Now here's the thing, if you are a person with a seafood allergy and you've probably tried Caesar salad sauce before and you're like, why is my mouth itching? It's because anchovies are incorporated within the Caesar sauce. However, because in my household, not everyone can have seafood, we're going to skip out on the anchovy paste. But if you love the true flavor of Caesar salad sauce, definitely add a little bit of anchovy paste. Trust me when I tell you, a little bit, it goes a far way. So we're going to go ahead and add some of our sauce to a separate bowl. All right. About 1/4 to 1/2 of the sauce. And that's it. Put that to the side. I'm using romaine lettuce. Take some of our romaine lettuce, if not all, and we're going to mix it into the sauce. All right, coat the lettuce with the salad dressing. You can add some more. Have more than enough sauce going on in the bowl. Tell me this doesn't look good. This looks amazing. If you're anything like me and you love Parmesan cheese, give it a good grate over your salad. All right, and once you're done, just put it to the side. I'm going to be using, it seems like from what I can tell, about 1.5 foot French roll for this recipe. However, grab your favorite bread, whether that be toast or even croissants. All right. In the meanwhile, we're just going to go ahead and split the bread in half. Hopefully we did a good job. I must say so myself. Gonna add some mayo. All right, we're gonna use our bread knife to spread the mayo onto the bread. Then we're gonna turn the broiler on low for about 2 to 3 minutes. We're gonna take our perfectly toasted bread. All right, whoa, this is good. Okay, this is pretty. Let's take some of our sauce. All right, use the back of your spatula. Or if you have a sandwich knife, you can definitely use that as well. I don't know about you, but I like both sides to be saucy. All right, get the Caesar dressing onto the toasted French bread. And once you're done, it's about that time. Let's bring in our beautiful crispy chicken. And we're gonna lay it right there just like that. All right, we have room for another piece. We're gonna put the thicker piece here. And I'm gonna put the thinner piece at the bottom. All right, this is gorgeous. Take a good amount of our Caesar salad with our beautiful Parmesan cheese on top. I'm gonna add it on top of the chicken. This is incredible. Oh, this is incredible. This is gorgeous. Top it off with some more cheese. Cover it on down. We went ahead and made garlic butter, and this ramekin is just melted butter along with parsley and some granulated garlic. If you have garlic powder, you can definitely add that. All right, we're gonna spoon it on because my basting brush is nowhere to be found. Okay, it's no good at this point in time, so I gotta do with what I have for the time being, but you get the picture. That basting brush decided to give up on me. All right, so yeah, but in the meanwhile, you're gonna baste on some garlic butter, shine it on up. It brings out that $1 million look, if you will. All right, it looks so much better. All right, we're gonna cut into our beautiful sandwich. Nice and crispy. Bread is perfectly toasted. All right, always cut in the middle first, and then once you're done, you make your way down. It makes for an even cut and a much better cut. Look at how gorgeous. We're gonna take some of our Caesar sauce, and it's gonna be time for us to go in for the ultimate taste test, all right? Want some? Mm-hmm. Mmm. 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 Woo! Mmm. Super delicious. Super, 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 super duper delicious. Oh my goodness gracious. Mm. I gotta be honest, words can't define how delicious this is. I mean, super creamy Caesar sauce that we created homemade, way different from the bottled stuff, okay? Absolutely, oh my God, goodness gracious. Absolutely delicious, like I said before, creamy and melt in your mouth, everything. The crunch from the lettuce, because we dressed our lettuce at the very last minute, right? Do not dress your lettuce ahead of time, because what you're gonna have is a soggy mess, unless you like soggy lettuce, that's different. But outside of that, wait to the last minute to add your lettuce. And toasting the bread was definitely the way to go. Using the mayo to toast the bread was awesome as well. Now, if you want to add butter, you definitely can, but for me, mayo gives more of a creamier, flavorful taste, because obviously mayo has egg yolks and so on and so forth. Not to mention the chicken, okay? The chicken is everything. Beautiful, flavorful, perfectly cooked meat. Delicious. Talk about a great combination, not to mention the garlic butter on top. This one here. These sandwiches get better and better. This is good. All right, give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. And as always, I will continue to keep these delicious recipes coming your way. Don't forget to get your seasonings. Use that all-purpose chicken seasoning. Use all of the seasonings that I use in order to make this sandwich, and you are not going to be disappointed. My goodness. Forget waiting for game day. Make it today. All right, get your Instacart filled up and check out and have your Instacart delivered to you ASAP. All right, I'll catch you guys in another video. Talk to you later. Bye, guys. This is really, really good. I had to come back in for two things, all right? Really, really quick. Check out that beautiful, perfectly cooked white meat. Chunky, ooh, chunky chicken pieces. This is beautiful. The other thing is this, right? I know I mentioned that anchovy paste obviously is seafood, right? Don't forget that Worcestershire sauce has anchovy in there as well. So if you have a seafood allergy, you might want to be careful with the Worcestershire sauce and the anchovy paste. But nevertheless, catch you guys in another video. As I said, talk to you later. Bye, guys.